Today we're going to be talking about active duty, the Army Reserves, and the Army National Guard, and which one might be the best pick for you. But without further ado, let's get to it. What's up guys, Ben Allen back again with another video, and like I just said, we're going to be talking about whether you should pick Army Active Duty, Army National Guard, or the Army Reserves, right? Each one is a little different. Each one offers a little more than the other, right? It's really comes down to your preference and what you're trying to get out of the whole military experience in terms of like memories, experience, as well as benefits and everything like that, right? So we're gonna hit on those topics and more coming up. But before we get into that, if you're new here, my name is Ben Allen. I did 4 years active duty in the Army as a 68 whiskey, got out in 2019, then did the Army Reserves for about a year and a half. So I have that Army active duty knowledge and the reserve knowledge. So if you have any questions whatsoever, hit me up on my Instagram at @thebenallen. It's the best possible place to reach me. I try to get back to everybody's DMs within a week or so. Or you can join my Discord. The link for that is in the description. It's a community of over 200 plus people that can help answer your questions if I can't. So feel free to join that as well, and like this video guys so it pushes it out to a larger audience, as well as subscribe because I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers in the next year. I need your all's help to do it. But with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the topic of the video. So we're gonna hit on active duty first, right? Then we'll kind of just lump National Guard and Reserves together. But for active duty, right? So if you're thinking about getting the full Army experience, right, and you're trying to make the most out of the benefits you can get once you get out of active duty, then Army active duty might be the best pick for you, right? For many reasons, right? If you feel stuck currently in wherever you're at in life, right? Maybe you're at a dead-end job that you don't feel like there's any room for advancement. Maybe you don't have a job, right, and you're struggling to pay the bills and you just feel stuck. Or maybe you just never left your hometown and you want to go experience and travel and things like that. I highly recommend looking into the active duty Army, right? Maybe you want to get schooling, right? Maybe you want to get the GI Bill. Maybe you want to get tuition assistance, right? The National Guard and Reserves do offer tuition assistance as well, and money for school. But in terms of active duty, I've never seen it as big as it is through there, right? Because once you do 36 months of active duty, you get the full 100% of the GI Bill. And even if you enlist in Texas as well, get the Hazelwood Act, which I believe is an extra 150 credits towards college. So that's something to look into, right? Another good thing about active duty is that it's your full-time job, right? Like that's what you're going to be doing. That's what you're signed up to do, right? That's your job, right? Whatever MOS you pick, maybe you're a medic, you're infantry, you're a scout, you're a wheeled vehicle mechanic, whatever, right? That's your job. Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday even. Sometimes it just depends. The hours are a little over the place. It just depends on your unit, right? It's not going to be a normal 9 to 5. It could be 6 to 12 in the morning, right? Or something like that. The hours will vary depending on your unit, your leadership, everything like that. So just know that some of the drawbacks to being an active duty is the lack of freedom, kind of. Because if you're active duty, the Army owns that ass, bro. I'm telling you. They watch your moves. They try to manage your time to mitigate people getting in trouble, things like that. Same thing with, the long work hours, right? Maybe you want to go to the gym. You might have to work around your schedule a little bit to make that happen. Same thing with college. I get asked a lot, like, oh, can I do college while active duty? The answer is yes and no, right? Sometimes it's most dependent on how much you can handle and what your leadership will allow. I had dudes that did college while active duty, but our unit was very stressful. It was real high tempo. We were in the field a lot, and our leadership really didn't care if you were in college. They weren't trying to give you that extra time or let you go off work early to go finish an assignment or to do a class or things like that. So you really have to manage that time. Time management is going to be big in terms of active duty, right? If that's what you want to do, you want to do college at the same time. So just think about that. If you have a cool unit, then hey, they might be all about. I've seen some units and commanders that are big on college. They're like, hey, if you guys got school, cut them loose early, all this stuff. So it just depends. It's very dependent on leadership, unit, and all that stuff, and you as a person. Another thing I would say is for active duty, if you want to travel, sometimes you will travel. I've been to Kuwait. I've been to South Korea. South Korea was a lot more fun than Kuwait, right? But I've got to see other parts of the world, and that was fun. Same thing with school. Once I got out of active duty, I had the GI Bill. If I want to go to college, and have that shit paid for, it's paid for, right? Same thing if you're struggling to find a place to live or something, right? And you will have a place to live if you join active duty Army. You have the barracks, which is free. You don't pay rent. You don't pay any of that. Food, you get that for free as well. You got the DFAC, and maybe it's not the best food, but it's free food, right? So keep that in mind. Active duty does offer a lot of good things, right? But there also is some drawbacks, right? Like the lack of freedom. You know, you have to be wherever they tell you to be at whatever time they tell you to be there, and so you just have to find out if that's for you, right? If you can get a 2-year contract, I recommend it. You can get a taste for it. If you like it, cool, you can re-enlist, all that stuff, right? But moving on to reserves, National Guard, right? I do hear sometimes that the National Guard is a little better than the reserves in terms of the educational benefits they can offer. I did the reserves, right? So I don't know too much about the National Guard. I can refer you to a great YouTuber, Team Schwartz. Does some good, I'm telling you guys, top tier military content in terms of the National Guard. So if you want to check out his channel, feel free. But National Guard also does have combat MOSs. You can be an 11 Bravo in the National Guard, whereas in the reserves they don't have any 11 Bravos, at least from what I remember. So keep that in mind. But the reserves is fun, National Guard is fun, and these two components of the Army are more for people that want to get a taste for it, right? They want to get a taste for the military lifestyle, and they want to like pursue school. They want to continue working a job that they have, right? But they have like an itch to serve their country, or they just want a little bit of the educational benefits or other benefits that the National Guard and reserves offer. So I will say, do your research into, you know, all three components, right? Active, reserves, National Guard. But for the most part, what I see people do, or the type of people I see that do reserves, National Guard, the type that want to continue their schooling, but they want to have that paid for by the reserves and the National Guard, or they have a really good job that they don't want to give up to go full-time Army, so they do reserves or National Guard, right? Same thing, guys. Some of the differences between the two is reserves, National Guard, the op tempo isn't as high unless you're in like a unit that's getting ready to deploy or something, because reserves and National Guard units can still deploy, right? And it's not just active duty that deploys, it's all components. But for the most part, it's a little more relaxed. I remember switching from, you know, active duty to the reserves, and I was shocked at how like laid back it was, how much more free time they had, how things flowed a little easier in the reserves, if that makes sense, right? We were actually getting out on time when we were supposed to, as opposed to active duty when they said we'd get released for something, but then something else would just come up and we'd have to do it, and we'd get out super late, right? But in the reserves, like, it was a little more streamlined. We got everything done that we needed to get done when we needed to get it done, you know what I mean? Same for National Guard. I would assume it's, you know, the same in terms of like being a little more laid back. They're more focused on your education. They're more focused on you as a person, and they don't just view you as a full-time soldier. Well, you are a soldier, right? But, you know, you're also a civilian at the same time. So it just kind of like, it mixes really well together. So I'd say if you just want to get a taste for it, you don't want to fully commit to the full-time active duty lifestyle, the reserves or the National Guard may be for you. If your main focus is school or a job that you currently have, reserves, National Guard may be for you. And those are just some of the key things, guys, the key differences between the three components. This is a quick, short little video, right? If you guys want me to go like way more in-depth, I can. Let me know in the comments, right? If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. But thank you all for tuning into the video. If you have any questions whatsoever following this video, hit me up on my Instagram at Ben Allen. Best possible place to reach me. I try to get back to you guys within, you know, a week or so. Same with the Discord. Join my Discord. The link is in the description box, guys. Over 200 people that can help answer your questions as well. Be sure to like this video so it sends it out to a larger audience, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1 million followers, subscribers here in the next year, and I need your all's help. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.